fuck. All right, we're rolling.
Planet B
Presents
Cult and Culture Podcast.
Welcome to episode 55 of the Cult and Culture Podcast. I'm Justin Pearson.
And I'm Luke Hinshaw.
This is Captain. So this episode is a 5-part series, right? Is it 5? Yes, 5-part series around the Oak Cliff Film Festival, which is a Dallas-based film festival that's awesome. Our introduction to the film festival was with a film that we worked on called Don't Fall in Love with Yourself, and Planet B played a show there. They're very music adjacent, and they're just supporting of all of the arts.
Yeah, arts and artists.
They have nothing to do with the Kennedy assassination, but the place that it's held at is fascinating. It's the Texas Theater where they captured
Lee Harvey.
the guy. Anyhow, so this first episode of this series is with Ashton Campbell, who is the co-director of co-director.
Cool dude.
Yeah, dude, cool, one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Co-director of the film festival, and we figured it would be good to like have this be the lead of the bulk of these that are sort of movie-centered podcasts. So this one is with Ashton, and it's just about the general consensus of what it is, like what the podcast is.
Yeah.
And then the following podcast after this will dive into different directors and their films and so on and so forth. But we really hope you check this out, and if you get a chance and can get out to Dallas, we really think you should.
It's a dope film festival.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. Independent films, like what does it say? Real movies for real movie lovers or movie people. Boom.
Yeah.
And it really is. It really is. The movies are fucking great. And this year's movies were exceptional.
Dude.
Definitely.
Insane.
Yeah.
I was so impressed. Yeah, and it's killer. And we get into this in the podcast, but it is a lot like music festivals. And luckily it's a lot like cool music festivals because there's some kind of ones that are a bust. So yeah, anyhow, let's check this out. We hope you enjoy this. We'll see you on the other side.
Like,
My name is Ashton Campbell, and I am the co-director of the Oak Cliff Film Festival. But there's a lot more since you saw the thing, and I'm like, there's all this other shit that you're involved in. Yeah, I'm also one of the partners of the Texas Theater. And just to separate the two, the Oak Cliff Film Festival is a 501c3 nonprofit, and the Texas Theater is a regular for-profit business, so there is a separate entity. But a lot of the people that run the theater also run the festival as well. And the Texas Theater acts as our main hub during the fest, like we call it HQ. And then we have about 4 other venues throughout the weekend, throughout the 4 days that are also. So like music festival-ish, like where there's like because we saw I didn't know that. Is it always, because I saw the other one where it was like Oak Cliff Film Festival on the marquee, and I was like, oh, it's that other theater that's right down the street. I don't know what it's called. Bishop Arts Theater Center. Maybe. Yeah. But the Bishop Arts Theater Center has the Oak Cliff Film Festival at the venue this weekend. Like they're one of our venues. Yeah. And then the Kessler Theater is another historic venue. That's one of our venues. And these cats have been partners with us since we started. Yeah. And 14 years ago. Wait, so I want to talk about the film festival, but like let's just dive into the theater, because the importance of what it is, because Luke was saying that some of the listeners might not know, and I am fascinated by it. Dallas, and every time I come here, from the first time on tour, I was like, we got to see the Grassy Knoll, and like so on and so forth. So this theater is a pivotal point of that. Yeah, this was the place where they caught Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah. He was what was the movie? Hiding. What was the movie you see? What? Or waiting to get picked up. Yeah. War is Hell. He was watching War is Hell. That day there was a Private Battle, Van Helsing, and War is Hell, and he was watching War is Hell. So on the marquee that day, that's the famous picture. And every year on November 22nd, we show those 3 movies.
Really? Whoa.
And then we showed the movie JFK.
Yeah.
Because
the Oliver Stone one?
Yeah, because he shot some of it here.
Oh.
And in Dallas, and obviously, and there's a scene where he's reenacting, and Oldman's playing. Yeah, and Oldman's playing Oswald, and he walks in and doesn't buy a ticket and goes and hides.
Wait, he doesn't buy a ticket?
No, he came in. Yeah. We one of our partners, Eric Steele, did a play years ago, like a little 1-act play. It was called He Should Have Bought a Ticket. And so Julia Postal.
Wait, why did he not buy a ticket though?
I think, well, he just killed Tippett. He just killed the company.
Yeah.
So I think he was just not really thinking about buying a movie ticket to go to the movie. I think he was just kind of on the run.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I don't know. I mean, we all have our
And also nervous and just like, like,
we all have our theories now, right? I don't know.
yeah. I think killers kind of want to get caught at a certain point, so maybe they start like being very loose and careless with their shit, just like fuck.
I didn't give 2 shits, unfortunately. I didn't really care about the assassination. It wasn't something that I knew enough about it. I knew a couple things. I knew like a little bit of Oswald's background. I knew the Texas theater. I knew the Cuba stuff. I knew a little bit of the Russia. Like I knew a little bit of the stuff, but I didn't know all of it until I started working here.
Yeah.
And that's when I like had to learn and started. Like I never had any theories or conspiracy theories, and now I totally do.
Yeah.
You know,
it's one of those things where, I mean, I was talking to an Uber driver yesterday about like this, he wasn't part of this. We were talking about the assassination. We were talking about like now, like with the, you used air quotes for hiding, but I'll say like the attempted assassination on Trump. And it's just like, no one seems to give a shit about that. And like, I mean, it was
interesting, huh?
But like the attempted Reagan assassination was fucking crazy when you watch that. Like he didn't get up for the photo op t-shirt thing, he was just like, they were, they were like getting him out of there, and
Yeah.
so I do trip out on all that stuff because I think that the Kennedy assassination is so insane for American history, and I just it's fascinating. I really can't wrap my head around it. So it's cool to be in this, and even like coming up here where we're recording this, you're just like, it's fucking haunted, and for like.
Another thing I didn't ever think about before. I'm not a supernatural kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's never been my bag. And but there was totally a moment when I was here by myself, closing up shop.
Yeah.
And it was just a light that I swear to Christ it was on.
Yeah.
It was freaking on. And then it wasn't on.
Well,
and it was behind the screen, and I walked by and saw it from afar, and I was like, okay, cool. I went to the restroom and then walked back, and you pass by this window that shows in the theater, and you can see the light that wasn't on anymore. And I was like, because I was thinking to myself, I got to go turn that off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm going to go turn it off. And I'm going to go lock up and leave.
But Lee Harvey's not going to mess with you.
He hooked you up. He's like, I got the light, bro.
Then he's like, hey, we're good. I got you. Oh, yeah. I'm still waiting to get picked up.
Well, so, I mean, it is like such an iconic.
I'm waiting for the end of the movie.
It's an iconic establishment, and I think it like helps his legacy. So I think the ghost would probably be like, "You're cool. I'm not gonna fuck with you." But
yeah, I mean, I'm not doing anything to mess with him. Like, I mean, know your role.
Yeah,
like I'll get people in the door, and you just keep like hanging out. Like I don't know if I mean, are we just agree on this?
What's crazy too is I don't know if it's a Texas thing or whatever, but every time I'm here, I go to that bar, Lee Harvey's, and it's the bar where he used to hang out at after work every day. We'd go have a drink, and they just named the fucking, how wild is that? They named the bar Lee Harvey's.
I mean, it's like, there's an awesome brewery. Shout out to Oak Cliff Brewing that makes a beer that's called Lee Hazy Oswald. I mean, that's freaking genius. And you know what they do on their can? Again, genius. They use our Texas marquee, the stars, on their, on their can, like, and so of course we're gonna have that on tap.
Yeah,
always, because it's freaking Lee Hazy Oswald. So I mean, that's marketing. Like, good on them to figure it out.
And it's like so American just to be like capitalists and like
chime in on that stuff.
Yeah, totally. I mean, exactly. Yeah, it's like, how can we benefit things and get some sales up? We
Yeah.
get on the tap ball there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's an interesting place, a place that I never cared about that assassination. Like, I that wasn't my thing, you know. Conspiracy theories weren't my bag, so I didn't look into it. But start reading more when you start having to answer more questions.
I mean, even the basic entry level is the film JFK, the Oliver Stone film. Like it's a fascinating film.
Yeah.
And then, you can go listen to like, Art Bell on Coast to Coast talk about it or whatever. And then it's just insane, wildly insane. But it's crazy because the film festival, which I think is, I mean, I don't want to give the theater like too much credit, but it is associated with the film festival. And it seems like a really important factor for the film festival in general. It gives it like, depth, and it just kind of gives it a little bit more cultural relevance than like, I don't know, whatever festival would happen.
There is no Oak Cliff Film Festival without the Texas Theater, like at all. The guys who opened the guys that opened the Texas Theater and reopened it and started operating a business in the building and made it what it is now, also founded the Oak Cliff Film Festival.
Yeah.
They started the fest because they had a place that they could, I mean, anytime you do any kind of festival, right, you gotta have a freaking location.
Yeah.
And so, okay, well, let's get a main location and then go find the other ones. And they realized that they could do a film festival because they had a place, they had like the base, they had the foundation.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, without the theater, there is no fest. And again, I'm one of the partners at the theater, and I co-director the festival. So there's a ton of symmetry there, and it works, and it has to. And again, they don't exist without. Well, the theater could exist without the film festival, but the festival has definitely helped the theater get some pub over the years.
Yeah.
Sure.
I only drove by once on tour just because I was like, we were doing this stuff, I was like, let's see that site now. But like coming here a couple years ago when Planet B played and stuff, it was so awesome to be part of it and to like you experience it. But before we get into the film festival aspects, I want to talk about like Oak Cliff, because I remember like I came here maybe it was when we first met. I don't know. It's before we came here
To play.
Yeah. Everyone was just like Oak Cliff, and it was like the new like cool spot, but it is Dallas. It's a subdivision of
It's a neighborhood
of Dallas.
Yeah,
But it's like the hip, cooler part, right? Like, because I'm always tripping out, like thinking like you all are fucking rednecks and shit, and I'm like, well, everyone.
Why wouldn't you? Like, I mean, for real. I mean, there's definitely a connotation of Texas.
Yes.
And I'm not originally from Texas. I've lived here all my life, basically, but I went back to the Northeast so much that was always part of my culture. That was always part of my DNA. My parents still sound like they're from Jersey. Like, they still have the accent. It's like our politics aren't Texas. It always has been different. And I think that, Dallas and Fort Worth, people think of Longhorns and Cowboys and the Stockyards and now Yellowstone and the Taylor Sheridan universe of all these shows, because he shoots a lot of them in Fort Worth. Oak Cliff is definitely, in my opinion, and I don't think that this would be argued by many people, but it's the most cultural part of Dallas.
Definitely.
Like, without question.
Yeah.
Because the downtown lacks culture. And people go to downtown. A lot of times they go to downtown and they go do the JFK stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, our downtown is improving. But it's not what I think. It's not Chicago. It's not, New York. It's not Philly. It's not Miami. It's not Seattle. It's not these big cities that have a thing. When you go there, you do all these checklists of things.
Yeah.
We have great food. A lot of restaurants, award-winning restaurants. You can definitely go eat and shop, but after that, if you want some culture, you will venture outside of the downtown part of Dallas.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
And when you say downtown, you mean like the JFK stuff?
Yeah, like downtown Reunion Tower, the big ball.
Oh yeah.
The West End is a popular spot.
Yeah.
Deep Ellum is very it's not as cultural as it used to be. I think it's going through some construction right now. I think they'll get back to it. But Deep Ellum is Stevie Ray Vaughan played down there, Johnson, Mellon.
They always were about a tour there, played
or whatever. You played Galaxy Club back in the day, Trees, all these venues. Galaxy Club's gone.
Yeah.
But Trees is there. I mean, shit, that's where I saw Locust in 2000 and whatever, 2 or 3 or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Oak Cliff is rad. I like it, and I like that it's like you can call it Oak Cliff and not Dallas, because I think if it was like Dallas Film Festival, it'd be like,
Yeah.
it has a cooler ring to it.
Yeah, OCFF's kind of fun
Yeah.
to say. It's like it's a cool acronym.
Yeah.
And Oak Cliff is definitely it's just it's slower over here. It's just like everything kind of just chills out. And when you go to like neighborhood pockets and you go to like areas and you just get a different vibe all of a sudden, like you're in the same spot, the same state, the same whatever, but like you turn a corner and you're like, oh, okay, this is like dive bars and older shops and like historical stuff and shit that hopefully doesn't ever get torn down, like a cool landmark or something like that. And you see it and you're like, well, that's old and not really an eyesore, but like old, but it's awesome. I don't want it to go away.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Well, okay. So I've only been to 2 different film festivals. And so this one and the Cannes Film Festival, and they're both, I think, far sides of the spectrum. Each one's on its different side. And I kind of equated it with someone that I was talking to yesterday with like old South by Southwest and current South by Southwest, where like back in the day it was pretty rad and it felt cool. And I hate to use like catch terms or whatever, but like it's, in the DIY realm, like it felt like authentic and really for art. Where like maybe, and I'm not trying to say like Nuke, South by, or Cannes Film Festival is not like that, but I feel like there's no chance for smaller fish to survive in that gigantic.
oh sure.
So I think I would prefer this. It feels really comfortable and it feels unique, and it feels like, to me, it feels like a cool punk show or a punk event, and I can relate to everybody that's here. Where like at Cannes, I was like, I'm out of my fucking league here. You guys are all like
Debutantes.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree. If I was going to a film festival as a fan who just was into film, I think I would gravitate more towards one like this, and I would feel out of place at like Cannes, or Toronto, or Venice, or some of these big world-renowned film festivals. And so I love our little neighborhood, hyper-local, communal film fest. It is very DIY. You will see people like myself carrying boxes, hanging out, sweating my ass off in June because we're psychopaths and we do this during the summer. But like that's the way it is. And it was also kind of started as such. And we're not going to change things just because we are getting bigger. But it's not going to, as long as I'm in charge, we're not going past the 4-day fest. Like I don't want to do 5 or 6 days. I love the fact that we're a 4-day fest, and Sundays are always hard days. They're pretty sad. I just had to say bye to some people. Annapurna left, Brandon from Position, and that was it sucked.
Yeah.
I think that when I said bye to y'all that day at the brewery at the brunch that day, it was like I was driving over here with my wife Sarah, and I was like, I'm just kind of sad. Because I spent like 4 days with these people, and it's like, this is dope. And you're supposed to make new friends. And now I have new friends I met 2 years ago.
Yeah.
These people,
I think that's another thing too, like to kind of give this platform more substance and credibility, is like we're able to like let it grow and create something unique, like real, like humanity, and from like one artist to another, and people that are in the larger hustle of creating a space for art to bloom or grow or whatever you want to call it.
Even like the slogan on the back of the shirts, what's it say? Real movie.
This year, every year it's different, right? And this year it's real movies for real movie people.
Yeah.
Because the world's getting so fake and bullshit, right? With AI, and is that real? Is that AI? I mean, that's the term we freaking have to use now. Oh, was that AI? Like, oh God, like no, that was just somebody's fucking voice.
Yeah.
And like, but then you're like, well, was it AI?
Yeah.
And musicians are doing it, and filmmakers are doing it, and everybody's doing it. And you can take these things, and I'm not a fan of AI. I'm embracing it when I have to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's gonna be there.
it's there. Yeah.
But
And it'll kill us all. We're fine. Everything's good.
Well, I think maybe humans need to figure out how to navigate with it, and
We better.
we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, or it'll just kill us, and that'll be either way. It's like fine, I guess. But I mean, I don't know, whatever.
I like the humor when it's used for humor. I like it. Like I saw a video with Musk and Trump, like just in pink outfits eating a taco together.
That was great. Yeah. That's
that-
funny stuff. There's again, there's some shit that, but when you have to like, but you know that's AI.
Yeah,
It's the stuff that you're like, when you have to ask the question, is that AI?
Yeah.
That's weird.
AI is tripping me out. So you can put like someone was like, oh, in AI they're like write a synopsis or like a bio for a review of Def Club, and it was so a negative one, and it was so good, and I was like, we got to use this like in real, and then I was like on one, I was like, I just got to roast myself and like put my own, and it fucking destroyed me in such a highbrow great way, and I was like, oh, this is crazy, and I shared it on social media, and most people were like, fuck that dude for writing that. But there was a thing where like I'll just throw this out real quick. There's the lyric to a new Def Club song where I used the F word, not fuck, the other one, that the other one really offensive. And our band was like on the fence, like, can we do this? Can we not do this? We're gonna get canceled. And I was like, I think to me it really matters where you're coming from saying the word. So someone put in ChatGPT, is Justin Pearson gay? And it was like, oh yes, he is, and but I'm not gay. But I was like, what the fuck? Like ChatGPT was just like, oh yeah, of course, definitively.
Why wouldn't he be gay?
Yeah, but I'm grabbing all this information. Like I did a fake thing on Jerry Springer and whatever, all this shit. And so I became gay, and I guess like ChatGPT's can help in some ways. But I think that your spoof intro thing that you guys have before the film show, the Nicole Kidman one.
Nicole Kidmannequin.
Yeah.
Oh, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
Like how, it all just comes together sometimes.
It really does.
Your face, I said Nicole Kidmannequin. Oh,
I saw it on the.
you like melted.
Yeah. When I watched the credits, I was looking for your name because I was like, that sounds just like him. Is he on there? And I was like, oh yeah.
Can you show that on the podcast?
Sure, absolutely. Oh yeah.
We come to this place for magic. We come to Oak Cliff Film Festival to laugh, to cry, to care, and to share.
I don't know you. What is happening?
Because we need that. All of us. When the lights begin to dim. Shh. And we go somewhere real. Dazzling images on a huge silver screen. Sound that you can feel.
What? Who the hell is she talking to?
Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
Oh my god, she's coming back.
We come to this place for stories.
Ow. Oh my god, sit down.
But most importantly, we come here for real.
Oh, for real about to come down there. Is that Nicole Kidman?
My daughter's in it.
Yeah.
My wife's in it. My son has it in the back. There's a bunch of Campbells. It's great. It's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah. Our creative team kills it every year.
It really.
When you guys were here the first time in 2023, it was our theme was soup.
Yeah.
Soup. That's it.
Mm.
It's fucking soup, man. And but the slogan was cinema like you've never tasted.
Yeah.
And that's just fun. And the creative team, Benji and Nick and Tess, they're just freaking geniuses.
Yeah.
And they just do really fun stuff. But yeah, I think that, sometimes like last year's was movies are all around us. Like, and every day is a film festival.
Yeah.
Like movies are all around us. Like that could be a movie. And then this year it's like, well, now we talked about the movies. What about the people? And it's like, so I on the volunteer shirts I made, it says real human volunteer. We're leaning into the shit. So we definitely lean into the theme each year.
So like anti-AI, I guess.
Yeah. And like a joke. So, okay, if we're talking about real humans, let's use mannequins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, why not?
Well, that's analog though.
100%. And our postcards for our submissions that we hand out that says like, here's the deadlines, everything like that. It was images of like mannequins, like here up. And I can send you this image actually. And like, it just shows the eyes. And then it says Oak Cliff Film Festival, June 26th and 29th. And it looks like it's AI artwork. 100% looks like AI. And that's kind of what they wanted.
Wow.
It's pictures of mannequin faces.
Yeah.
So it's not AI. It's exactly what you said. It's analog.
That's great.
But they just wanted to make it like, it's kind of like a mind fuck, right? You're trying to figure out, well, wait. And then you ask the question I said earlier, is that AI?
Yeah.
Because you have to now.
And you have to say it like that. Yeah. I know. Yeah. It almost like, that director Albert from OPEX.
Yeah,
How
Albert
he was
Bernie.
talking, he was they were gonna like translate some tape to get it like a ECR, and then one of the guys was like, "Hey, before you spend all this money on this, let me see if I can fucking make this happen." And he's after a week, right?
Yeah.
After a week, he's like, "Nah, it's not gonna happen."
Yeah.
I mean, there are some, it can help some indie filmmakers without question, you know, things like cleaning up audio, if you don't have a massive sound design budget, you know, things like that. But it's the thing that scares me is the creation of, like, if you take something and fix it with AI, I'm okay with that. Like color something better, make it sound better, something like that. Not auto-tune shit, but you know what I mean? If you create something from scratch and it's artificial, that to me just like sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you let it tell the story, you're letting it like do all the fucking work without.
Yeah. You know, like I don't want my friends to lose jobs.
Yeah.
You know, and Nick Denman, one of our creative directors, he saw something recently. We were joking about it, and it was an AI spot, like that this company clearly made on AI. We were just joking around, and what did he say? He had a crazy. He goes, "Well, my job's fucking safe. Never mind," because he's a graphic designer, artist, and he's like thinking that he's going to get replaced by like, oh, well, these AI can do graphics, AI can do logos,
Yeah.
AI can do these things, and there's just, I'm not too scared about it yet. In our generation, like it might get bad in 50, 60 years, or maybe 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Things move fast, but like it's still, you need humans.
Yeah.
You need the human emotion. You need the human aspect.
But I also think when you know there's an art, like, oh, so-and-so is behind that art, you appreciate it more.
Don't know.
I think that's a cool thing.
Totally.
So another thing that I think is really important about Oak Cliff Film Festival is the association with music, because our introduction, I mean, a couple years ago when
You guys were here.
yeah, but it was like we screened the film Don't Fall in Love with Yourself, but also Planet B played, and it was such a unique experience because it was behind the screen and it was set up, and it was really bizarre to me because like I played a lot of good shows, I played a lot of bad shows. I didn't really know what to expect, and I thought like, oh, no one's gonna really like get it or be here for us, but there was a captive audience that I felt was open to creativity, and so they were like, oh cool, this unique band, we're gonna walk behind the screen and like literally have a show right afterwards. And it was such a fun, like great vibe. It felt fucking rad, and people were psyched, and I was like, man, one of the best films we played. It was like just so much fun. And I think that was really cool. And even like this time with Octopus Project playing, who are also incredible. And I like that there's that element, because I think that most film festivals cap it at like just film. And I really appreciate that. So like even today I did yoga next door, and that was part of the film festival. And I appreciate that. Like that kind of stuff's really, really important and cool. It makes it more like a immersive universe of stuff, you know, and the different cultural elements. And I really want to just say like I'm psyched on that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's your description and your response, and you know the emotion behind it is exactly why we do it and create it. Like the Wellness Lounge debuted last year, 2024. Shout out to my friend Julia Golder, who kind of came up with the idea. She's like, y'all need a freaking nap room. You look exhausted. And I was like, yeah, and she at the time was working for a zero proof spirits company, Ritual Zero Proof.
Okay, I've had so many of those beverages.
Yeah.
Let's shout out to them, because that's
Ritual's great. Yeah.
Right.
No, 100%. Yeah. And Julia now is elevated, so she delegated to somebody else, but because she's a badass.
Yeah.
But that was her freaking, that Wellness Lounge is Julia Golden.
Well,
like, and Millie Cravens this year took it over from her, and then with Julia's guidance and my opinions, and took the reins and did it, and it's a success again. But I mean, last year it was so freaking dope to just have these people be like, I did yoga today. Because every year I've got some filmmakers like, hey, do you have any yoga studios you recommend? I like to try to keep my rhythm and routine. And if you're going to be somewhere for like 4 or 5 days, but also, man, just go chill out.
and sitting in a theater,
Watching. Yeah. And you know what I did last year one day, and Julie got a picture of this. I sent it to my wife to tell her that I was doing it. It was like 4 o'clock on a Sunday, the last day of the fest, and I walked over there and I just, those pillows on the floor.
Yeah.
Like I laid down.
Yeah.
And I took like a 10-minute nap.
Yeah.
And Julius snapped a photo of it.
Yeah.
Creep. And she got a photo of me sleeping. And I've never done that before the festival. But I was able to go there. And the whole point is like right now, I don't think there's a class going on like right at this very second. You can walk over there, chill, hang out, get away from it. What if you have anxiety because your screening's tonight? Or you just did a Q&A and you thought it went horrible, but it probably went great.
Yeah.
Whatever. And you just need to go be freaking alone.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. And while I want everybody to hang out, I also want to give the filmmakers a place to chill that isn't their hotel room, because too many film festivals sequester their freaking guests in a hotel, and they bring them out occasionally for Q&As or an intro or a thing, or maybe a happy hour and a party. And ours are like, man, go put your shit down and get back over here, and we'll take care of you getting you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Go see some movies. Go hang out in the filmmaker lounge. Go have some drinks. Go have some pizza, go hang out, talk to people. It's communal.
Well, also everyone is here. Like you have directors and actors and everyone's
Musician.
hanging out. Yeah, everyone is like together, and I think that's really cool. Well, I didn't get to experience the same way last time because when we performed, we were like stressed out and blah blah blah, and I had to do the Q&A and stuff. This time it was like we were kind of just here to do a podcast, and it was pretty chill, and it was really nice to go watch a band, film, but to watch a band like. To do what the audience did for us. Like I watched the film and then I went behind the screen and I was like, this is pretty killer. And it was so much fun to be able to experience that I mean, yes, I'm here for a reason, but but I feel like I'm also here to experience the film festival as like
We should.
yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like
Yeah.
kind of relate to what the audience was able to do. Like that's a cool thing to also give everybody, like, hey, we're gonna show you all these films and there's this cool music which is an adjacent art form to it. Check it out,
Yeah, half the people that were at the Planet B show probably aren't going to go would have gone and seen Planet B if they saw it on a bill in Dallas.
No.
But they all just were VIP passes, sponsors there, and they just wanted to go see something, and they're all just jamming out and dancing. And it's like
so much. It was actually a better response than if people were going to see us that knew us.
I mean, that's the thing. I was amazed, and that's when I think during that show I was like off to the side a little bit, so like I was like on your stage right, basically where you guys were, and I was kind of off to the side, right behind the sound, but just kind of looking out. And I was like on a little ledge thing standing. I just kind of remember like watching, looking out to my right, and you're up on stage, and everybody's just bobbing their heads and to shit they've never heard. They don't know the words. They don't know anything about you. It's not their type of music. Yeah. You could see that that's not their thing, but they were fucking into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man. It really is a way to just, sometimes they'll just do what we put in front of their face in a way. Like they trust the Oak Cliff Film Festival to program unique shit. So they'll trust us and they'll be like, oh, well, they're not gonna plug, or they're not gonna book dog shit. I'm gonna go see this band.
yeah.
And if it was a grindcore show, they might not have enjoyed that as much. Like if it was, something like that. But it was music that like, you can bob your head to.
Yeah.
And again, testament to you guys can perform well on stage, and you know what you're doing. You've been doing this for decades. And so but it works. And Octopus Project is like, we know how to play a show in front of people in something like this. And they'd actually had the benefit that you guys didn't even have. They played behind the screen before.
Yeah.
So they walked back there and like, let's do some the video stuff. Yeah. But it's like, but they, and yeah, I mean, 60% of people there for that show probably never heard of the Octopus Project.
Yeah.
But then now they got,
I never heard of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And it's, and that's, and Josh would be Josh Lambert, one of the leads for it. They're all multi-instrument. Yes. Right. And Josh and Yvonne and Toto, and I mean, they know how to perform at this thing that they've seen before. Josh, they scored Butterfly in the Sky, the Reading Rainbow documentary, and that's Bradford Thomason and Brett Whitcomb. They're OCFF alumni. They've had 4 or 5 projects here. So Spirit of Halloween Town, Bradford's film this year, he saw it on the bill. So Josh emailed us and was like, hey, Bradford's going to be in town. We've worked with them before. Could we play a show behind the screen? We're like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
And so it's great. Like they didn't score this new one, but they'd been here before, and the best part is they want to come back. You guys wanted to come back.
Part of the world of the festival. Like this is a thing that we're doing.
Yeah. They DJ'd here that year, just the two of them, just the husband and wife, Yvonne and Josh. And they just DJ'd in the lobby, kind of like you guys did on opening night this year. And they just like they're like, okay, I want to come back to this.
Yeah.
And now if I email them next year and be like, hey, just DJ this time. They'll be like, sure, unless they're on tour.
So shout out to like anybody watching this and learning things that haven't been here. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, the festival is so unique, and it is. I'm trying to think of like what it would be equivalent to in the music world. I mean, I think like the Texas Theater is like the Gilman Street or the Che Cafe or like this this ABC in Rio, the special venues that happen in this world that are rare for like, I don't want to say punk, but like for underground music. So it is similar like to that, but I think the festival in general is such a, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to suck your dick, but like it just has so many elements. Like it has so many elements of what is right in this world for art and all of the different avenues of art. And it's I think that's really, really important, where a lot of stuff, fuck, this has come up so many times, where like a lot of people will set a lot of the podcasts we dive into this, where like people set out to like do a thing, be it like to make a movie, have a festival, do whatever, and their goal is to make money or be popular or whatever. And yeah, those are all cool things, but the fact is, like, really, when you set out to do something, you should set out to do something because you're like, I love this and I want to create something for the world, and you don't expect a return, and whatever you get is great. But I feel like that's what you all are doing.
Yeah, it totally is, man. Yeah, we'd all like to make more money doing more things that we love because we could be comfortable, right, or anything like that. But this is none of us are doing it for that. None of us are doing it for the money. We're doing it because we love the art, we love the space, we love to do things. I know what it's like to be a young filmmaker. So I would have loved to have a festival like this when I was in my mid-20s, and I didn't. That I could just like go hang out at and see a fucking punk show afterward. Like, are you serious? Like, that didn't exist. And so, we know what we know what was going to work, but we're also not afraid. And like Planet B, you guys could have 5 people back there and I wouldn't have given a shit. It would have sucked for y'all to play for 5 people, but it wouldn't have given, I would have been like, I don't care. This is what we want to do. This is the art that we're showing. And we want to dive into everything. The year you guys were here, we did a skateboarding workshop because we had like 3 skateboarding docs that year, just kind of fell into it, 3 doc shorts or two skateboarding doc shorts. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. We're going to do a workshop and we're going to have people come out and teach kids skateboarding.
Yeah. I thought that was so bizarre in a great way. It took me
good.
Yeah. It took me a minute to be like, what the fuck does this, and then I realized there was all the films that were in that realm.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
But it's such a great idea, where I think a lot of people that are putting on festivals or doing bigger events, whatever it is, would miss that cue. Like, oh, here's a thing right in your lap, jump on that, and they would just miss it. So
yeah, and I think that and it goes hand in hand with like the behind the screen shows or the front or the stage shows. We had A Place to Bury Strangers play here in 2016, and they played on the stage
as part of the festival.
Yeah, they were here for a movie called Goodnight Brooklyn, which was about oh man, I'm forgetting the venue in New York, where like Future Islands and Dan Deacon, they all used to play music there at this venue. I'm butchering it. Fuck. Anyway, I'll think of it. Sorry, I forgot it now. Yeah, I know. God, shitty story.
I use AI to put like a
idiot. Yeah, bozo. I'll think of it tomorrow. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll call you guys. Yeah. Hey, put this in there. AI this shit. But A Place to Bury Strangers were part of that club. So we're like, well, fuck it. They should play a show.
The show.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like, duh.
Yeah.
Why, if we're going to have a documentary that's on, well, we should have one of your fucking bands play.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
And if we can't get one of them, since you're in like 7, thank you. Since you're in so many, it's like, okay, well, one's unavailable. Let's go to the next one.
Sure.
And I just saw Def Club. So I was like, let's do Def Club. But when you said, well, Planet B, I was like, oh, that's even better because that is it won't be as abrasive.
Oh yeah, musically it seems better.
It is.
Audience.
But what if we had some kind of punk rock heavy metal movie? Then we would totally be able to play Def.
Yeah.
And have you guys open with like Fuck Money or somebody else or whatever. Just another cool, like rad, punk, hardcore, whatever, heavy band that's just loud and obnoxious. And we've done that plenty of times. But like last night we had a house music DJ that had tons of people back there.
Yeah.
I mean, max capacity, just dancing. Everybody's just like, like we're at like a rave back in the day and just listening to, and my wife looked at me and she's like, who booked this guy? And I was like, well, I booked him.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, wow, cool. I'm like, okay, whatever. But she's like, good job. Look at all these fucking people.
Yeah.
And, I'm not always good at taking the affirmation, like I it's like, oh, okay, thanks, but it's cool. And everybody does things, and everybody, no matter if you want to be recognized with something, I think everybody wants to get some kind of feedback. Like, did I make it? Did I change anybody's life? Did I like make am I making a difference? Am I making a difference in the film community in Dallas? And that's kind of my main goal right now. I wanted to make more films than I've made. I've not made as many films as I was hoping when I was in film school. Right. And I'm not mad about that anymore. But I for years, I found a niche. It was documentary. And then it was a lot of TV documentaries, a lot of sports documentaries, did music documentaries, worked for networks and stuff like that as a freelance producer, director. And I would have loved to work for this film festival if it was here 20 years ago. That would have been really dope. And it would have maybe put me on a different path. But my years of producing allowed me to do this role well, because now I can take something and actually make it happen. And I've also got an absolutely fucking kick-ass staff that does this because they like doing it and they want it to succeed. They're not doing it for a paycheck.
But you said you wanted to do something in the world and you said for Dallas, but I think that you've gone way past that. I mean, we're not part of Dallas, and this thing affected us, and I mean, we're hoping that
I fucking love it.
Yeah, me too. It's like such a great time. I hope people see this and they're like, oh shit, I'm going to go experience that,
Or I'm making a film and I should submit it there or something like that.
So
Yeah, fuck it. Hell yeah, that's what we want. And that's the whole reason. It's like, and I, and to full disclosure, like, when we're emailing back and forth and we're talking about this, like, everybody uses things like, hey man, I'm totally down to do whatever. But like, you don't know if they're really being serious sometimes. And I was like, I hope they really do want to come back. I think I really do.
Yeah.
And now I know because we've been talking about it for 4 fucking days.
Yeah.
But like, it's extremely flattering that people that I'm a fan of, like, wanted to come back and do stuff.
Yeah.
And like John Nix last year was a juror and he was like, I'll totally do it. Yeah. Why wouldn't I do it? And I'm like, oh shit. Well, cool.
And shout out to John Nix too, because I went into like working with him, not really understanding a lot of things. And when our documentary showed here, or his documentary showed here, like people were talking about the filmmaking aspect, and I was like, I don't know what that shit means. And I learned a lot from that. But what I was gonna say is, he's also like just kind of talked to me about film making and the world of like what is like things that I don't understand. It's like when someone hears music on the radio and they don't know how to play music, they just kind of like focus on the vocals. They don't ever like really hear the bass line or the drum beat or whatever. And so I kind of feel like that person a little bit. And I learned so much talking to him and then being here and like talking to all these directors and like learning about film, which is like, again, totally adjacent to audio, like to music, being in a band and touring and stuff. It's like, there's so many similarities.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the thing that I think that was awesome when you all came down is I think that, after being here at the theater for a few hours that day before, because, you played your show right when you got here.
Yeah.
Well, that was before your screening.
Right when we,
You fucking landed, you met me at the restaurant, you ate some food, and then you rolled over here, and then we had the sound check going, and you played a show that night, and then your screening was the next day.
Yeah.
So you kind of like got indoctrinated really quickly, almost like straight music side. And I think that the fact that when you all took like what this is, I'm like, oh, well, why are we playing this? Why are we playing like now? You're like, well, we could be playing this festival and have nothing to do with any movie. You could. You could. I mean, Planet B could have played a show this year. We had music acts that made a lot of sense. Yes. House DJ, the Octopus Project, stuff like that, and everything like that. But we find the things that work. Again, like if we have a documentary about some Texas country music artist, we're not going to play Pantera cover band after it. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
But we just find the things that work. But I think the most proud of is that we're just not afraid to do things.
Good.
Annapurna last night was gushing about the fact that we had her movie title on the marquee
I was wondering
with no asterisk.
Yeah.
With no asterisks.
Yeah.
And now she has a picture. You see the picture of her underneath it? I mean, she's like, she's genuinely, like she's happy.
I mean, when Planet B played here, it was Planet B in Negative Land. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I wish our band had the word fuck in it, in the name, but it doesn't. Yeah. So
Planet B, fuck.
Fuck Planet B.
or fuck Planet.
Yeah, fuck Planet. Yeah. Well, and this year we have 3 movies with the word fuck in it. We had Fuck Toys. We have a movie called Fuck Boy. And then we have a movie called Are You Fucking Kidding Me?
Yeah.
Too short. So it's like,
could have had fuck money.
and we have the fuck money doing a podcast. The year of fucks.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, so I think that we should wrap it up and just
Let you get back to work.
I felt bad. You're just like, I gotta go. No, But I want to say, like, I want to thank you again for making this thing for again, not just for Dallas, like it's for the world. And I think that it's the bullshit butterfly effect or whatever, like, but the ripples are going to go out so farther than you'll ever know. And I think it's really, really important. And if anything, like, yeah, you were saying like, oh, maybe it'll get people to submit, films to this, but maybe it's going to get someone else to go make an Oak Cliff Film Festival style festival in their city. And I think that's so cool and so awesome. So yeah, just thank you for everything. And then if you want to give a shout out to anyone, maybe hype other film festivals that you think are cool, but also to your sponsors or anything.
Especially.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Barack Epstein.
Here.
Yeah. My team is freaking awesome. I'll rattle off a few names. Emily Edwards, Chris Gardner, Lauren Alberk, Ian Loomer, Bree Brasher. These are our high level. Rebecca Webb. These are kind of our admin team. They're super rad. Barack Epstein is my co-director. He's also the co-founder of the festival. And the co-founder of the Texas Theater, and Jason Reimer and Barack Epstein brought me into this Texas Theater Oak Cliff Film Festival world, and then just kind of let me run with it. And they, Jason kind of stepped down years ago and was like, "Here, take it." And I'm eternally grateful for that, because I do. This thing is my baby. I think you guys have seen me running around for the past few days.
Yeah.
I think you can tell that I give a shit. I'm not always good at delegating. Sometimes I want to just like, well, let's fucking do it. I'll do it myself. And you guys know this. I mean, you're DIY and you're busybodies and you're just doers. But the fans in the city that come out, our guests, are amazing. And you can't do this shit without sponsors. So big shout out to all my sponsors. Stuff.io this year was huge. As our presenting sponsor, they were massive, very high level sponsor. Big shout out to them. Dallas Film Commission, Dallas also Office of Arts and Culture, Aloft Hotels. We can't do this shit without sponsors, and guests, but filmmakers, man, like y'all coming back.
Filmmakers, yeah.
Like if nobody's doing cool shit, we can't have what are we gonna show?
Yeah,
bumpers. We can just keep showing our mannequin bumpers.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like we can't do this shit without them. So Brandon Daly, Brandon Daly's from Positions. He's a funny guy. Always making jokes. Like when we rap with each other, we always bag on each other and just talk shit. So Brandon last night was kind of like at one point like, hey, just so you know, I really do fucking love this thing, and I am grateful that you all brought me in. And I'm being serious. Like he's like, stop joking for a second, and like we gave each other a hug, and I just said bye to him this afternoon, and he was like, I just can't thank you guys enough. And he was like this guy who's kind of like just eccentric and funny and making jokes and always trying to get a good laugh, and just like that dark humor was like genuinely like, I fucking love this film festival, and I will do anything you all need ever.
Well, and it was his first feature film, which yeah. I think that if that's where your first feature film is going to go here, then you're on a good track.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And he's going places. Like Brandon Daly, Annapurna Sriram, the Nick from The Hedonist. Like these are all, and that's the best part, is that we can see them like 3 years from now, and then they're doing bigger shit, and they can be like, yeah, man, I got my start at the Oak Cliff Film Festival. David Lowery does that. David Lowery's a huge proponent of our festival, and he's a local guy.
Podcast though.
Well, they'll be like, we don't want to be on their podcast.
Probably, yeah. But like, these guys, they did their movies here, and they still give us love. David Lowery's on our board.
Wow.
He's a big time A24 director, doing awesome shit. I think his movie's coming out. Hopefully, I think they live this year or early next year. Like, but he did an intro for us yesterday for the movie No Sleep Till. Like, he was like, I want to do the intro for that. I'm like, it's just like everybody's giving back, and it's a partnership, man. It's like we can't do this shit without you guys helping us out and putting a good word in. And if filmmakers don't come to the fest, you can submit a film, but if filmmakers don't come, then we're not bragging about anything. We don't have anything to like boast. Like anybody can put films on a screen.
Yeah.
But like, let's do some cool ass intros and some cool ass Q&As, and let's do some fun shit and make them do other things, like make them DJ. Or, if Albert Burney does music. Like if we needed something, we could have been like, dude, spin after your movie.
Yeah.
So if there's all this shit, and they're all just, we're just trying to be a neighborhood film festival that champions brave and independent filmmaking.
Yeah. You did it. You nailed it.
Nailed it.
Well, yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks. We appreciate you.
We'll see you next year.
Good. You're coming back.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Thanks
for watching episode 55 of the Cult and Culture podcast. We'd like to thank Ashton, the Oak Cliff Film Festival, all of the people associated with it.
Will, Chris, all of the drivers,
Yeah.
all of you guys were fucking great
Yep.
and took care of us.
They have great sponsors. They have great people associated with the festival.
What
I
about
don't
the
know.
vegan house?
Oh,
That's
dude.
another story.
Yeah. If you do go to Dallas, check out the Vegan House. It's kind of a weird name. I'm not a big fan of like vegan, but it is like killer soul food. He eats meat, and the guy was like, "Let's go back another time."
Yeah.
It's killer, and great people. Anyhow, so Oak Cliff Film Festival. Check this shit out. I don't know. I hope we get to go back next year,
Yeah.
and we hope you dive into the next few podcasts that are focused on the Oak Cliff Film Festival. Thank you very much. Later.
Like,
Colin Culture is a Ruinous Media podcast proudly sponsored by Earthquaker Devices, Heartwork Coffee, Diodario, Kindred, Smashed Plastic Record Pressing, and San Diego Food Shed.
Planet B.